kitchen sink. It's going to be stuff that I believe in. So when you hear, one too many commercials, don't shut them off. It's going to help for the people. And it will be our sponsors, it'll be our advertisers, and we'll benefit directly from the purchase of these products. And we'll make sure that they're good products, that they work, that will benefit you, benefit your family. But that'll be our new business plan from now on. But we need to raise the money first, and I need somebody to go to forthepeopleshow.com. Somebody, maybe this is the hour that we start getting some traction here at forthepeopleshow.com, because I haven't had one donation yet, and I'm watching. And we actually have the ability to be able to see who's actually listening to our podcast. And I know there's a great number of people right now that are listening as we speak to forthepeopleshow.com, and everyone that I'm looking at has not gone on yet to make a donation. It's easy. If you've not already done it at forthepeopleshow.com, there's a donate button there, and you can plug in $1. I'm not going to laugh. I'll be encouraged. You can plug in $5, whatever you can do right now to help. I would really graciously appreciate it from the bottom of my heart to make this happen. But I need it to happen, folks, so I can really grow out the broadcast, pay off these bills so I don't have to worry about them anymore, and be able to sit down with a product specialist to be able to get some products on the air. And then we're going to start looking for a flagship radio station here in the Bay Area to help us, really explode and get this out, and talk to some key people along with Sam Bushman on how to really get much more traction out of the broadcast, because I've had so many emails from New York to Boston, Oklahoma City, you name it, from PDs, Chattanooga, Tennessee, that love the radio show. They said, gosh, if you could only figure out a business plan to really traction, this really is something. This would be really unique in my market. We're going to make it happen, folks. I believe there's a God up there that makes things happen. And today I'm taking to the airwaves in faith, believing that we're going to be able to raise the $2,000, and I'm going to stay on the air until we do. I am going to continue on as many hours as it's going to take to be able to, as tired as I might be, I have a coffee maker here, and I'll run to the bathroom during a song. But I believe in this country that much that we're going to do it, and I hope that you will, out of the kindness of your heart and love for your country. But I definitely need to hear from the people that believe in me. And I laid out my business plan the best I could to tell you what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and I do have a plan to execute. And I promise you, I will remain on the air. But I definitely need this to reset it today. We have bills that we've incurred for the studio and from expenses here in our building for the radio show, and I have to be able to pay this thing for our web and everything else to put out the IP static address for our radio stations. It's just it's not cheap, but this will reset it, and after today we will not ask for share-a-thons or raising money for, unless it's for a cause for like flood victims or tornadoes, something different, but not for our cause. All right? forthepeopleshow.com is our address, forthepeopleshow.com. And maybe we should have, like Michael said the first hour, maybe we should have probably, woulda, shoulda, coulda, maybe started out just doing all products all the time and done that. But I really did not have much of a knowledge of how to go about doing all those. I was just used to doing the commercials. I wasn't the one putting the deals together. But now I know a person that does this successfully. And they do it for other radio shows and for their own business. So I have winning people that now can help me make this happen. But for me able to work with them, I need to take care of these bills. And he says, what are your bills? We added them up over the night. He said, well, just not your anything else above it. $2,000 is really where it's at. And that's what I need. So I needed to tell you, get that out there. And if there's somebody out there that can write a bigger check today, so to speak. And if you need to write a check instead of give on a credit card, let me know. My number is 813-423-8255, area code 813-423-TALK if you'd like to dial in right now. That's our phone number, 813-423-8255. That's our phone number. And usually we don't take calls because we're talking about so many different things. And before you know it, the hour's up. But in the future, we might do some talk segments for those that like to call in and comment and, be part of a radio show. And there's, you know who you are. You just can't get enough of talk radio and to give your opinion. And some of you are darn right good. You could actually be co-hosts, quasi talk show host yourself, and you sound terrific. And sometimes for some radio shows, that's all they do. They do nothing but, callers. Some hosts, what they'll do is they'll just, talk. And we've done just fine ourselves by our information. There's a new story about Megyn Kelly. As some of you know, Megyn Kelly really did not like Donald Trump and was trying to really, I think, aid her in her career, but was acting very much like a liberal on a supposed conservative network. And I know they say fair and balanced, but Megyn Kelly, I think, was out for blood, literally, from Donald Trump. But most TV critics are savaging Megyn Kelly over her Today Show debut, and the nature of their carping is rather revealing. They seem to believe that she was one person at Fox News and now is another person at NBC, and therefore she must be a phony. And I can tell you, as a former colleague, that is flat wrong. Who's saying that? Any television star is fair game. NBC is obviously taking a gamble by relaunching Kelly as a morning show personality. A number of talented journalists, from Katie Couric to Anderson Cooper, didn't make it as a daytime host. And sure, it remains to be seen whether Kelly can make a transition to a very different, largely female entertainment-oriented audience, though being branded as part of Today is a big advantage. So people saying that she's not a phony. They're saying that she's a straight journalist. That's interesting. Howard Kurtz is basically saying that what you see is what you get. He's saying that that's not the case. He's saying that she's just her. She's an objective journalist, and she wasn't really out to do that. I disagree. Well, I never worked with Megyn Kelly, so I'm sure it's only what we see. But like Shepard Smith, I don't know about you, but I kind of like Shepard Smith, but that he doesn't like the president. They just kind of make it known and how they say it. In voiceover, we like to say, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Well, Megyn Kelly, to me, is a leftist. But they're saying that the leftists don't even believe her because they think that it's one of, she's one of them. And how could she be one of us? And so it's not translating very, very well. And the Washington Post, the reviewing it, was especially mean-spirited because they're talking about it. Yeah, the Washington Post about Megyn Kelly. They say the debut was like watching a network trying to assemble its own Bride of Frankenstein using parts of Ellen DeGeneres, Kelly Ripa, and whatever else can be found. The resulted lovely creature dressed in a mauve pussy bow blouse in skin-tight pants moved swiftly and waved her arms around in broad gestures in a bizarre attempt to generate excitement from an audience that was already standing and cheering as duly instructed. She interviewed people nervously and so awkwardly that they were crowd into giving monolithic answers, and also never missed an opportunity to talk about herself. And most of the episodes devolved into an internationally media hall of mirrors, inviting the audience to admire Kelly as much as Kelly admires Kelly. This is the Washington Post review, and they go on, and this is really long. Okay. The New Yorker, let's see what they say. Partisan shot saying Kelly was a picture of competence amid the debauched parade of her former network and now the lighthearted, congenial, warm, and new Kid on the Rock. Kelly inaugural hour on today was awkward and without purpose. The show offered no answers as to what distinguished it and its star from the packed slate of live morning broadcasts. It was painful to watch Kelly, who is charismatic as a firebrand, regress to an arm-waving idiot, having been swallowed by the shiny expanse of talk show set. Wow. And it just, the negative reviews go on and on and on. Listen, you can't, with television, see, on radio, it's theater of the mind. I think you have to work a little bit harder, but on television, they actually see you. And to me, the eyes are extremely revealing, and even in her voice, in her demeanor, and how she acts, she was insecure. I don't even know if Kelly believes in what Kelly believes. And that's basically what a lot of these reviews are saying. A lot of the talk show hosts out there, folks, is what I'm trying to say, do not believe entirely what they are saying. Their talking points to somebody else don't have enough, so they just use somebody else's. To me, that's not me. I don't make it up as I go along. I think these things through intelligently. I put these together in my head on paper, but I have it in my heart. And my dad used to say, what makes a great talk show host is talking from your heart. Yes, use your head, but be you. Be genuine, be real. Let people know where you're coming from. Don't be disingenuous, and you'll endear yourself to an audience. And for 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, I have believed that I have endeared myself to you. I think 3 years of showing a commitment to For the People and doing this broadcast, 3 years is a good amount of time to show you. And now I'm asking you to please show me some love. If you've never given to For the People, I'm asking you to please give something today so I can reset and pay our bills here at For the People, so I can go on to more radio stations, more places, so we can reach more people, folks, to better America and to get the truth out with common sense, folks. Imagine that. There's so many folks out there that, as Chuck Harder used to say, have a room temperature IQ. And what I'm trying to do is try to educate them and have them think for themselves so they're not being inundated by NBC, MSNBC, CNN every single day. But actually we're able to go against that in a positive way with information that'll actually encourage them to start doing some research on their own so they don't just take their talking points and run with that and then anger themselves any further than they need to. That's what fires a lot of this rage going on in our country today. It's because it's lack of, yes, education, that's one, but the media, with their talking points, Google and Yahoo News and all that, putting out the stories that are not truthful, that are disingenuous, smearing the right, conservatism as if it's a bad word. For anybody that might have these thoughts or a conservative bone in them as being all these hodgepodging them into one lump, and that's definitely not a nice thing to do with somebody, to judge somebody like that. And so millennials are saying, don't judge, don't treat people like that, treat people with respect. And yet, what do you see them doing? Yeah, if you're a Trump supporter, then you're, some kind of idiot, moron, should be burned and lynched. That's not good. That's not America. That's not a loving country. We got to get back to real fundamentals in this country, real basics. And I tell you, the media should be held accountable, more so than it is now. There's think tanks out there that listen to all these radio shows that are out there, and like the Southern Poverty Law Center. They monitor a lot of the talk radio shows, and some are labeled hate. I'll never forget, just recently I learned that Campus Crusade for Christ, or Dr. D. James Kennedy's organization, was labeled a terrorist organization. And the reason being is, they said they were a hate group because they said that homosexuality was an abomination to God. They didn't say that. The Bible said that. So they labeled them a hate organization. A religious organization? So all churches